is normally Democratic Talk Radio. We find ourselves scared and away from our station at this hour, locked with roughly 30 other refugees in a warehouse near the Washington Naval Yard. Our broadcast signal is weaker than normal, and the storm system swirling over the metro area has further diminished our capabilities. Anyone hearing this, we are in need of rescue. Detective Paul Pearson has organized us into groups of 5 or 6 people, and we are ready to move out at a moment's notice. In the distance, we can hear gunfire, and our sound technician is scanning frequencies for sources of rescue. Currently, we are monitoring a group of National Guardsmen near Garfield Park. They're trying to make their way to us, but they are experiencing increasing resistance the closer they get to the Navy Yard. I have collected all the personal information I could on our refugees. I will list their names in an attempt to let loved ones know they are safe. Kylie Simmons, age 8. Gerald Drake, age 12. Brandon Efford, age 16. Sarah Penn, age 17. Ronald Dreesen, age 20. Jennifer, age 22. Pete, age 35. Paul Pearson, age 37. Frank Foster, age 41. Mary Draper, age 44. Jacques Menard, age 64. There is panic amongst the refugees with me right now. A huge explosion blowing up the glass of our warehouse has rocked us. We sent a few people to the roof of the building to look, and they claim that a huge explosion has erupted in the area of Bolling Air Force Base. The sky is orange with the glow of this fire, and we are scared. Please, anyone with information on how to contact rescue personnel, please contact us. We have found some sort of, we think it's an egg of some kind in the back of the warehouse. It was approximately the size of a football and coated in a viscous fluid of some kind. While most of us advocate tossing it from the windows, Detective Pearson wants us to start a fire and burn the egg, just in case it is still holding a viable embryo of our invaders. This is normally Democratic Talk Radio with Jared X. Fulton. We find ourselves scared and away from our station at this hour, locked with roughly 30 other refugees in a warehouse near the Washington Naval Yard. Our broadcast signal is weaker than normal.
This is Republican Talk Radio with your host, Timothy Browning. We are broadcasting from our studio in South Carolina, where we are getting reports, similar to all news outlets today, of an attack on our nation's capital. We will have guests and responses from various GOP leaders throughout the day. For those just tuning in, we have reports today of an attack on Washington, D.C. Further reports of the already beleaguered city are being confirmed by the Department of Homeland Security, who has upgraded our advisory system to red, or severe, and has declared all non-emergency air traffic curtailed until further information develops. We will be bringing you the latest. Timothy Browning here, giving you the straight talk from South Carolina. We are currently at risk level red, or severe, and have received messages to impart to our listeners. Stay tuned to your television or radio. Be prepared to shelter in place or evacuate. Expect delays or restrictions to all travel. Contact your school or business to determine the status of your work or school day. At this time, we are reporting a general closing of schools in the South Carolina region and mandatory evacuations in the downtown D.C. metro area. All residents are advised to remain in their homes throughout the day and to stay informed as to any developments that might arise. Earlier, we were talking with retired Brigadier General Aaron Milken, who stated that this unrest seems to be following a general pattern of terror-targeted invasions. In his words, the populace is obviously being used as a method of sowing destruction and unrest throughout the invaded area. We should expect use of human shields, a complete disregard for rules of engagement, and a focus upon increasing the collateral damage of the area, including tactics of arson, home invasion, and the use of loud or intentionally terrifying weaponry. On a further note, we we can also expect that possible radiological or biological weapons. Folks, we are reporting at this hour that at the time of the invasion, we estimate that the D.C. metro area had been reduced in population to approximately 1.2 million people. That's a little more than 1/5 the usual population. This reduction is largely due to the strange weather patterns and reports of the bug, which caused most people to move north or east. Many refugees have reached Baltimore, causing that city to swell to bursting in many of its facilities. The questions being asked, however, is how long it will take some of these refugees to get back on their feet, as if they were ever on them to begin with. We see this in every disaster, folks, where the refugees are given hospitality and succor by a city, then refuse to leave. It is the welfare blunder all over again. These smaller, more aggressively socialist New Deals, springing from the chaos and tragedy of disaster, only leads us further down the road of financial ruin. This is Republican Talk Radio with your host, Timothy Browning. We are broadcasting from our studio in South Carolina, where we are getting reports.
Heather Hampton is reporting at this hour that all major government officials from the D.C. metro area have either been evacuated or killed. Most governmental offices closed due to the bug. We assume the loss is to be minor. How many residents are still in the area is unknown at this time. Martial law has been established in the D.C. metro area. Curfew has been set to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. All residents are ordered to clear the street under threat of detainment and possible further penalties up to and including death. All residents, please follow our DHS-issued suggestion of barricading yourselves in your homes and affixing some method of an X to your doors, either through duct tape or other means. Rescue personnel will find you and you will be rescued. Heather Hampton is reporting at this hour that all major government officials from the D.C. metro area have either been evacuated or killed. Most governmental offices.
This is Bang Jorgensen. Gene the Apocalypse. Dark Lord, your trumpeter is signaling your coming. Let's rock, fellow disciples. Let us rock! That was some dark paeans to our master. Let me just say that until today, I wondered if I would be alive when our Lord and Master broke free of his chains and unleashed his dark love upon the world. When I saw this fiery darkness descend upon our sky, however, I knew the Antichrist had ascended his throne, and we would rule this city. Come, my darklings, come and join in my cry. This is Bang Jorgensen, Gene the Apocalypse. Dark Lord, your trumpeter.
My glorious brothers and sisters, welcome to our time of love and peace. I am Autumn Wanderer, sending my loving energy to you. Today, the universe has blessed us with new visitors. We are here to welcome our brothers from the stars. Our government wants us to fear you, brothers, when we know you are here for the love of Mother Earth. Come to us and share in our blessings. Callers seem to be confused, as our government seems to think our visitors are hostile and aggressive, as if the male psyche has taken hold over their judgment. We need to free them, sisters, and let them bathe in the feminine ideals. Send them thoughts of the glory of childbirth and womanhood. Send them our energies, sisters, unlock these poor, aggressive animals from the prison of their male anger. My glorious brothers and sisters, welcome to our time of love and peace. I am...
Hey, kiddies, it's the voice of D.C. Gordon Wells. We are still on the air and kicking, babies. Have you heard the news? The cavalry has arrived. That's right. A new group of feds using fancy, schmancy, near-future tech have joined the fight against the alien invaders. Now, a lesser sheep might be too grateful to question, but your man Gordon here ain't never been a sheep. It's the seems awful convenient that we had these fancy ray guns and a crack team of secret agents ready to swoop in and save us after the National Guard got their asses handed to them. All I've got to say is this. If the damn government can make guns that spit energy balls, why'd they let it get this bad before sending in our would-be saviors? Why drive us, the city and country, into a near panic before doing anything? Check your history books, kids, and see how far desperate people will go to save themselves.
Never let them tell you this is an isolated incident, my listeners. We are too smart for that. Europe, Asia, these are next. Never let them make you complacent. I've heard reports that Heather Hampton is flitting about the war zone without an escort or aid. Just think about that for a moment. She can go where the Marines, the National Guard, and we cannot. She must be part of this. We have reports of giant alien biomatter in the waters of the Potomac. This is just the beginning. Well, I would like to revel in this moment. We should not be surprised at what has occurred. Did you know that Antarctic krill comprise nearly 1% of the world's biomass? And let me tell you, we see and hear reports of insectoid creatures. But to my mind, we are looking at cephalopods. Cephalopods, people, crustaceans. We are seeing a new dawn on this planet. With the evidence of underwater creatures in the Potomac and the crustaceous forms of our enemy, we can only assume one thing. We are looking at the descendants of the first Atlanteans. Where is the rest of the military? We have come under direct attack, and I expected thousands of soldiers to mobilize in response. We are overextended in the Middle East, and our troops are not home. We know that...
This is normally Democrat.
This is Heather Hampton is reporting at this hour that all major government officials from the D.C. metro area...
This is Bang Jones.
Michael Williams?
Hey, kids, the voice of D.C. Gordon Wells. We are still on the air and kicking, babies. Have you heard the news? The cavalry has arrived. That's right. A new group of feds using fancy schmancy near-future tech have joined the fight against the alien invaders. Now, Lester Sheep might be too grateful to question, but your man Gordon here ain't never been a sheep. It seems awful convenient that we had these fancy ray guns and a crack team of secret agents ready to swoop in and save us after the National Guard got their asses handed to them. All I gotta say is this. If the damn government can make guns that spit energy balls, why did it get this bad before sending in our would-be saviors? Why drive us, the city and country, into a near panic before doing anything? Check your history books, kids, and see how far desperate people will go to save themselves.
Never let them tell you this is an isolated incident, my listeners. We are too smart for that. Europe, Asia, these are next. Never let them make you complacent. I've heard reports that Heather Hampton is flitting about the war zone without an escort or aid. Just think about that for a moment. She can go with the Marines, the National Guard, and we cannot. She must be part of this. We have reports of giant alien biomatter in the waters of the Potomac. This is just the beginning. Well, I would like to revel in this moment. We should not be surprised at what has occurred. Did you know that Antarctic krill comprise nearly 1% of the world's biomass? And let me tell you, we see and hear reports of insectoid creatures. To my mind, we are looking at cephalopods. Cephalopods, people, crustaceans. We are seeing a new dawn on this planet. With the evidence of underwater creatures in the Potomac and the crustaceous forms of our enemy, we can only assume one thing. We are looking at the descendants of the first Atlanteans. Where is the rest of the military? We have come under direct attack, and I expected thousands of soldiers to mobilize in response. We are overextended in the Middle East, and our troops are not home. We know that these wars were started under false pretenses. We know that the terrorist attack upon our nation were a prelude. Is this then the whole story? My most recent posts and speculation have met with far more than the general TINC responses.
Hey, kiddies, it's the voice of D.C. Gordon Wells. We are still on the air and kicking, babies. Have you heard the news? The cavalry has arrived. That's right. A new group of feds using fancy... Fancy ray guns and a crack team of secret agents ready to swoop in and save us after the...